Don't have babies that men are telling you in front of your face that they do not want. I wish them would stop doing that. Like it's like a plan to.
Why don't they just stop having sex with people they don't want to have a child with?
That too. To me, it's always pro-choice, your body, your life, because that baby is gonna be a baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I'm not disagreeing with you either. I understand.
You don't get to kill a baby just because their dad didn't want them.
Can.
Should we kill kids in foster care?
Why not? Why not? If that's the case.
We should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. We have an attack that we need to discuss, Warriors. A pro-life activist who was attacked by a Planned Parenthood pro-abortionist. Yeah, she agrees with all the things of the left, and she reaches out in somewhat of a, out of nowhere from somewhat of a civil conversation that lasted about 20 minutes. We're going to talk about this today because this has gotten out of control. But before we do, don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and remember you select all notifications so that you never ever miss a video that I post. All right, let's get into it.
You have a channel?
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today.
You are? Oh, I love your skin tone too.
Thank you. Such a good vibe.
Of course.
Well, awesome. So we're asking people's opinion today on Planned Parenthood. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what they provide?
Yes. Abortions.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Safe abortions.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any other services that they provide?
I know, like, to teens, if you're under 18, you could get like birth control, condoms, counseling. They offer a lot of, beneficial things that the youth really should use right now.
Okay. So you have a pretty positive view of Planned Parenthood.
I mean, majority. I don't know. Is this like a yes or no? Am I wrong?
It's your opinion.
But yeah, that is definitely my opinion. I feel like, especially as teens, people get caught up in things that they really don't want to commit to for their entire lives. So
yeah,
if you get caught up with the wrong guy, you think you're in love, and then boop, now you stuck. Not stuck, but you're stuck with a baby for the rest of this time, literally the rest of their lives and your life, if you're that kind of mother, because some women just don't have it in them and they abandon them and abuse them and all kind of shit. And it's like, girl, just get rid of it if you know you're going to do that.
Get rid of them. Why not just give them to another family? That's good.
No, but exactly, even that. And that's another option that Planned Parenthood offers. So it's like, if you know that you are not the being who can provide for this child, then there are alternative options out there for you. So I definitely understand why people do abort children. Don't have babies that you don't want. Don't have babies that men are telling you in front of your face that they do not want. I wish them would stop doing that. Like it's like a plan to.
Why don't they just stop having sex with people they don't want to have a child with?
That too. To me, it's always pro-choice, your body, your life, because that baby is gonna be a baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah, and you're gonna have that baby
person.
forever. So yeah.
Well, do you know that Planned Parenthood gets nearly $700 million of our taxpayer money every year?
$700 million. I mean, honestly, I can't go against Planned Parenthood. I just can't. $700 million for how many single mothers?
Of our money. But they're not giving it to single mothers, though. Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to just, single out where it is that our tax dollars go, then the police, respectfully.
So it's really interesting because since 2010, prenatal care has been down for 80% since 2010 at Planned Parenthood. Adoption referrals. So this is why this is research straight from their yearly report of 2022 to 2023, I believe it is. And so they're a 501c3. They have to tell us what they do every single year. So this is straight.
Which should be any union corporation. If we are paying tax tax dollars towards you, I need to know that you are doing the job and doing it correctly.
Right.
That's
But let me continue to tell you. So the STI testing and treatment down 15% since 2019. Client numbers down overall 34% since 2006.
Nobody has insurance. I don't have insurance.
Donors down 21%. Contraceptives down 44%. Breast screenings, manual breast exams down over 80%. And you mentioned adoption. They commit 228 abortions for every one adoption referral. So why are they getting so much more money yet all of their services are going down?
Before this heifer answers the question, I hope you all were listening to those stats. See, this is exactly what the demon rat side does, the liberal side does. They'll do a tiny fraction in itty bitty, little bitty good something, like with the USAID money. Like the overwhelming majority of it does not go towards humanitarian services. It just does not. But a small itsy bitsy bit does. So they can actually say, oh, see, we actually do this and this and this. But what they're not telling you is that the overwhelming majority of the money goes towards something nefarious, okay, something evil. So they want to be able, but you're preventing people from doing this. For every 228 abortions performed by Planned Parenthood, there is only one adoption referral. Is it another scam? Just asking a question. And I'm just getting all kind of ghetto vibes here. And I'm just going to tell you, somebody going to get mad. And it's not all ghetto people. Don't get me wrong. But it's a certain portion of ghetto people that they will snap on you. They'll go from 0 to 10,000 or 10 million in half of a second. Okay, their emotions get really, really amped up, and you can really see spiritual warfare take place and the mindset of the woman that is pro-Planned Parenthood versus the mindset of the woman who is pro-life. This is a spiritual battle, warriors. A spiritual battle.
The services are going down because people are afraid. Women,
what are they afraid of?
Women don't know. They don't know what they're exposing their bodies to. A lot of people, especially behind abortion, there's a stigma.
But their abortions are going up. So they used to have this slogan where they said safe, legal, and rare. That's what we want. Safe, legal, and rare abortions, until it was exposed that a lot of these facilities were requiring abortion quotas. So the more abortions each facility did, the more praise that they would get awards. And so it's really interesting. That doesn't really make it seem like they want safe, legal, and rare abortions.
How many people can you think, or are you going to assume, will literally abandon their children with no repercussions from the state?
No, it's called safe haven baby boxes, where at a fire station or hospital, you can leave your baby and the mother doesn't have to do anything with it. But that's better than kill your baby through abortion, right?
No, ma'am.
It's not better to give your baby up to a family who wants them instead of them?
No, ma'am. I have seen so many stories and countless, literally, countless stories. Because I shouldn't be a taxpayer paying child support and food stamps and WIC for women.
You should be a taxpayer paying for abortions?
Exactly. But as for a woman who didn't want the baby in the first place, that doesn't make sense to me. Don't ever sit here and lock yourself down with a man who already told you he doesn't want to be with you. I
agree with you.
I'm not disagreeing with you either. I understand.
You don't get to kill the baby just because their dad didn't want them.
You can.
Should we kill those in foster care?
Why not? Why not? If that's the case,
we should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them like personal slaves. I need statistics before you.
Okay. This woman that's pro-Planned Parenthood, she is talking nutso, okay? She is literally rather her taxpayer dollars go towards abortion rather than providing care to single mothers who are getting assistance from the government. She would rather those services go towards unaliving children. And she literally just said, why not give money? Why not the foster children be unalived as well? Why not? Why not? She has been taken over. She has been taken over. Again, this is a spiritual battle. These people, their minds are being influenced by demons. I'm Telling you.
You come to me talking about pro-life. I think, what does this have to do with militant?
You just mentioned people, children. We should take kids in foster care is what you said.
What I'm saying is in general, overall. If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then. Just don't have sex.
That's not even logical.
It is. It is.
Who are you, Nancy?
I sound dumb. You sound dumb as. Okay.
It does, because even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice.
So you went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that your point of view is very obstructed. And I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's wrong with you?
You have a.
Oh my god!
What the f did you do? She attacked my wife.
Your wife just attacked me.
Why is it following me? Why you following me? I'm gonna get arrested. Don't worry.
She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face.
We're going to pause for a moment to hear how you can secure your retirement savings with Augusta Precious Metals. Gold has historically maintained value in times of inflation and market uncertainty. During certain economic shifts, some investors have considered gold as part of their retirement strategy. A gold IRA allows people to hold physical gold in their retirement accounts, which is something more retirees are exploring. With Augusta Precious Metals, it is an A+ rated company with the Better Business Bureau. Learn about how thousands of Americans are securing their retirement savings with Augusta Precious Metals. Want to learn more? There's a free guide linked below that explains everything you need to know about gold IRAs. Check out the free resource in the description. It breaks this down step by step. Be on your way to a more secure retirement with Augusta Precious Metals. Wow! I just had to blur some things out, but this woman ended up with a very bloody face. The pro-abortionist, she just really attacked and got off a huge punch. And then another punch followed. And she goes off giving the middle finger and starts doing this weird dance. And the husband follows behind the assaulter. And she's like, why are you following me? And she's doing this weird dance. Why are you following me? And giving the middle finger. And then she was, oh my gosh. You know what? You know why she did that? I don't know who the hell his name is, but she did that because the pro-lifer, Savannah Craven Antao, was giving facts. She was giving figures. She was giving data. And she could not handle it. See, this is what people on the left do. They can't handle facts. They go strictly off of emotion. Facts over feelings. Faith over fear. But let me tell you about facts over feelings. Feelings don't like facts, and facts don't like feelings. These people on the left erupt with emotion. They yell and scream. You see what they're doing to Tesla dealerships, trying to down Elon Musk. You see what they're doing. They're yelling and screaming in the streets. They're keying people's vehicles and going after charging stations and everything. They're running off of emotions. Okay. Emotions don't like facts. And that woman that was ran by this filled with Satan himself, in my opinion, for her to say that about foster children, that they should be unalived, is what she said. And then when Savannah gives all these facts, she couldn't handle it. So the only thing they know how to do is cuss you out, walk off and give you the middle finger, or just leave the interview because they can't take it anymore. But sometimes they resort to violence. Again, this was in New York City at 126th Street, Malcolm X Boulevard. 1,076 abortions per day by Planned Parenthood. 228 abortions for one adoption referral. This is the game they play. They are really about unaliving of children. That's what they're really about. They just do just a very teeny weeny bit of good by the adoption referrals so they can say, we do this as well, but you rarely ever do that. And then if it's true what Savannah said about getting awards and compensation for the most abortions, the more abortions that you do, that is crazy. It's evil. It's very satanic. And I'm just going to go over a little bit more because she's going to talk about, Savannah's going to talk about what happened. You're going to see that she had to have stitches. This woman violently attacked her, and this woman is being looked for. If you can find who this, I want to call her something else, who this evil woman is, somebody needs to report her. And I'm going to pray she gets found because she straight up assaulted someone on video.
I live here in the city, and I'm very used to dealing with out of control protesters and abortion supporters, but there was no lead up to this altercation. It was like we were having a conversation and all of a sudden she just lets loose on my face. Right after she hit me with a second punch with her phone, which is what split open my eyebrow, my husband, who's also my cameraman, was able to intervene because she had actually stepped back to try to launch back at me. And he was able to push her away, and she started to sort of walk and do this weird dance and start laughing as she was walking away. And the cops got there in record time. About 2 minutes after I called, they were there, and we were driving around in the cop car trying to see where she was. Unfortunately, we haven't found her. I hope that this interview today helps us find her because we need justice. This is absolutely unacceptable for just having a different opinion than someone.
And that interview was by way of Fox News, as you saw. So you can see, you all be careful out there when you're dealing with these street interviews. If that's your format, fine. But you need to have someone other than your cameraman who cannot really get there in time to prevent anything. You need bodyguards. You need security. I'm talking about agile, very flexible, able to run, able to nip something before it even starts, before a punch can get landed. They're able to stop it. Some people that are trustworthy, very dependable, a clean background on them, okay? And these people need to be big, strong, mean-looking men that's about business. All right, you need a couple of bodyguards. You do not need to do this like this. And I pray Savannah is not discouraged, but I want her to do more due diligence as far as security. And I'm not saying she deserved this. I just believe in preventing things. This could have been, in my opinion, prevented, but she did not by any means deserve this. I'm not saying that. That woman who hit her needs to be put in jail. Charges need to be filed. Justice needs to be served. Okay, it needs to be served. People on the left, I'm telling y'all don't get into these heated conversations. Now, she said it was something, Savannah was saying there was no lead up. And to my opinion, I respectfully disagree. I could see that woman, whatever her name is, getting very agitated and getting and I could tell by her movements. We got to pray for discernment, wisdom, knowledge. We got to pray because I could see it coming. And I'm not just saying that because Linda B, you already know that she was going to be hit. It's easy for you to say. Maybe it is easy for me to say because I'm not the one standing there with a microphone interviewing someone who punches me in the face and hits me with her phone. And the woman has to get stitches. She literally had to go to the hospital to get stitches, okay? You can't just leave a wound like that deep open like that. It has to be stitched up. And I will be praying for Savannah, but please get security. trustworthy, background checks, everything, get everything cleared with the city, everything cleared. You have a right to do what you do, Savannah. That woman needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We need to stop all this. Oh, it's nothing. And letting Black people get away with stuff. Bump that. That's turning us into people who are without control. And then we'll be more emboldened to commit more crimes. And then they'll have to eventually put us away. And then you're going to have these activists out here like Al Sharptongue and others and BLM come out and say, this is oppressive. This is white supremacy. I'm oppressed. You're not oppressed. You're being agitators, okay? You're being agitators and provokers of violence, all right? Because there was nothing Savannah did that warranted that kind of response. And do you think BLM is going to come out and speak out against this? No, because it was a Black woman on another Black woman or mixed race woman, whichever one, it doesn't matter. But because it wasn't a white woman who hit Savannah, if it was a white woman, yeah, BLM would have been all out in the streets. We all out up in these streets. But when it's Black on Black, they cannot be found. More than 90% of crimes are Black people against other Black people. When it comes to assaults against a Black person, 90% of the time it was done by another Black person. We got to stop being caught up in the melee and have sense enough to think for ourselves. We got to stop the foolishness. This was not right. This was not warranted. Again, this happened in New York City. This was Savannah Craven Antao, and we don't know where that woman is. Here is a picture of Savannah right after the attack. I mean, look at her face. Horrible. Horrible. Who does this? And here's Savannah speaking right after the attack.
Yeah, the dress is woman. I missed it.
Look to the right. No, she's not them.
She's big. She's tall.
And she had worn a light coat.
So evidently she's clearly in the police car, roaming the streets or scouring the streets, rather, looking for this woman who assaulted her. She's in the police car right now.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I'm rolling for the post, the spotlight post. Yeah, disregard. One is wrong from here, this for. Disregard quality 2.
This is going to be a video for sure. My goodness. She said she lived in the Bronx, so I don't think that she would have gone in a building somewhere.
How do you know her?
I don't know her. She was a stranger on the street, and I asked her if she wanted to do an interview for my YouTube channel.
Right.
And she said, yeah, she was very nice. As she walked up, she complimented my dress, and then things escalated very quickly.
That is the left. The woke mind. Yes. Just this infection of wokeness has captured some people. And again, I believe it's demonic. You can tell it's demonic. It is of a satanic nature because of how people react and respond. They respond in violence. They respond in theft. They respond with these horrible words that they use against people that they disagree with. We need to be careful. So before we get into any conversations about people, don't get into conversations with people whom disagree with you unless you really know. And sometimes spiritual things still can attack someone who you would not even think would attack you. You just wouldn't, maybe it's someone they won't attack me. It's spiritual. It goes above and beyond the flesh. It goes above and beyond whether or not they're in your family or best friends. Do not have conversations, out with strangers, certainly without any kind of security. Be safe out there in these streets. Savannah Craven Antao, that was her husband in the vehicle with her. Okay, this is Savannah again, Savannah Craven Antao. Here she is, and Catholic wife, activist, New York City, and she's on YouTube. Okay, and this is her on Instagram. So again, warriors, we've got to be safe out here in these streets. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash like, comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications so that you never ever miss a video that I post. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.